I can feel the bone grinding every time I catch the ball. But I can't tell anyone. Not my coaches, not my teammates, and definitely not the 15,000 screaming fans packed into Carver Hawkeye Arena who drove through a blizzard just to watch me play. Because if I tell them, they'll pull me from the biggest game of the season, and we'll lose everything we've worked for. Let me take you back to 72 hours earlier. It's a Tuesday practice, 3 days before we face Ohio State, the #2 team in the country. We're running a fast break drill, something I've done 1,000 times. My teammate throws a chest pass, but it's harder than expected. The ball slams into my right hand at a weird angle, and I feel something pop in my ring finger. The pain is instant, sharp, electric. I shake it off. Tell myself it's just jammed. Athletes jam fingers all the time, right? I finish practice, ice it in the training room, and don't say a word to anyone. That night, I can barely bend it. The finger is swelling, turning purple and black like a rotten plum. I try to shoot around in my driveway, and every release sends lightning bolts up my arm. I know something is seriously wrong. The next morning, I sneak off campus to an urgent care clinic 40 minutes away where nobody will recognize me. I wear a baseball cap pulled low, sunglasses, a hoodie. The X-ray tech is this older woman who has no idea who I am, and I'm grateful for that. When the doctor comes back with the images, her face tells me everything I need to know before she even speaks. "You have a displaced fracture in your ring finger," she says, pointing to the X-ray. "See this? The bone is broken and shifted out of alignment. You need to see a hand specialist immediately. No physical activity until then." My stomach drops. "How long until it heals?" I ask. 6 to 8 weeks minimum, possibly surgery. 6 to 8 weeks. That would end our season. We're 18-2, ranked 5th in the country, fighting for a Big Ten championship and a high NCAA tournament seed. Ohio State is coming to our house in 2 days, and if we beat them, we control our own destiny. Without me, we have no chance. I look the doctor in the eye and ask the question I already know I shouldn't ask. What happens if I play on it? She leans back, crosses her arms. You could displace it further. You could need surgery that would normally be unnecessary. You could cause permanent damage that affects your grip strength for the rest of your life. And the pain will be excruciating. I nod. Thank her. Take the x-rays and the referral paperwork and walk out to my car. And I make a decision that will either be the bravest or stupidest thing I've ever done. I'm playing. That night, I sit in my apartment with my roommate and best friend, Kate, who's also on the team. I show her the x-ray on my phone. Her eyes go wide. "Caitlin, you can't be serious." "You have to tell Coach Bluter." "If I tell Coach, she'll shut me down. You know she will. She'll do what's right for my long-term health, and I get that, but Kate, we need this game. The team needs this game. The team needs you healthy for March. The team needs me now. If we lose to Ohio State at home, our whole season shifts. Our seeding drops. Our confidence tanks. Everything we've built falls apart." Kate stares at me for a long moment. "So what's your plan? Just go out there and pretend your finger isn't broken?" That's exactly what I'm going to do. Before you think I'm completely insane, let me explain something about pain. I've played through injuries before. Sprained ankles, bruised ribs, a partially separated shoulder my sophomore year. You learn to compartmentalize. You learn that pain is just information, and you can choose what to do with that information. But I've never played with a broken bone before. The next day at practice, I tell the trainer my finger is a little sore and ask if she can tape it. "Just buddy tape it to my middle finger for support," I say casually, like it's no big deal. She wraps it up and I go through practice shooting with my left hand as much as possible, making excuses about working on my weak hand. The pain is unreal. Every catch, every dribble feels like someone is hitting my finger with a hammer. But I don't let it show on my face. I've learned something over the years. People see what you show them. If you grimace, they know you're hurt. If you smile, they think you're fine. So I smile. Game day arrives. January 21st, 2024. Ohio State at Iowa. The arena is absolutely electric, sold out, fans lined up around the block since noon. I arrive 3 hours early and go straight to the training room. The same trainer tapes my finger again, and I can see in her eyes that she suspects something is wrong, but she doesn't push it. In the locker room before the game, Coach Bluter is giving her pre-game speech about this being a statement game, about showing the country what Iowa basketball is all about. I'm barely listening because I'm thinking about my finger, about whether I've made a catastrophic mistake, about whether I'm being selfish or tough or just plain stupid. My teammate Monica Chinano, our senior center, sits down next to me. "You good?" she asks quietly. "Yeah. Why?" "Because you keep staring at your hand." I force a laugh. "Just visualizing my shot." She doesn't look convinced, but the music starts pumping, and it's time to take the court. The moment I step onto that hardwood and hear the roar of the crowd, something shifts in me. The pain doesn't go away. It's still there, throbbing and sharp, but it moves to the background. The adrenaline takes over. This is what I was born to do. The game starts, and Ohio State comes out aggressive. They're double-teaming me at half court, face-guarding me off the ball, doing everything they can to take me out of my rhythm. Their coach has clearly told them that if they stop me, they stop Iowa. They have no idea what I'm willing to go through to make sure that doesn't happen. First possession, I catch the ball on the wing. The second it touches my hands, pain explodes through my finger. I ignore it. Step back. Rise up. The defender is in my face, but I've taken this shot 10,000 times. The ball leaves my fingertips, and even that hurts, and swishes through the net. 3 points. Iowa up 3-0. The crowd goes insane. But here's what nobody knows. I just discovered something terrifying. The pain isn't getting better, it's getting worse. Every single time I touch the ball, it feels like my finger is breaking all over again. This is going to be a long night. Ohio State fires back. They're good, really good, and they're not intimidated by our crowd. Their point guard is hitting shots, their forwards are crashing the boards, and suddenly we're down 12-8. Coach calls a timeout, and she looks right at me. "We need you, Caitlin. Whatever you've got, we need it now." If she only knew. Coming out of the timeout, I tell myself I have to get to the free throw line. Free throws don't require catching hard passes or dribbling with force, just a soft shooting motion. I can manage that. I drive hard to the basket, take contact, and get fouled. At the line, I cradle the ball in my left hand and shoot with the lightest touch possible. Both free throws are good, 12-10. But Ohio State keeps scoring. They're running a play that gets their shooter open in the corner, and she's drilling threes like it's a shoot-around. We trade baskets for the next 5 minutes, and neither team can pull away. Then, with about 8 minutes left in the first half, their coach makes a mistake. They switch to a zone defense, probably thinking it will confuse us and slow down our offense. Zone defense is a gift for me. In a zone, defenders guard space instead of people. That means I can find soft spots, catch and shoot without someone draped all over me, and control the game from the perimeter. The finger still screams with pain every time I touch the ball, but I can work with this. I catch the ball at the top of the key. The zone shifts toward me, 2 defenders stepping up. I swing it to Kate on the wing. She swings it to Monica in the high post. Monica sees me relocating to the corner and zips it back. I'm wide open. I catch. I shoot. Swish. 15-14, Iowa up. Next possession. Same thing. Catch at the elbow. Shot fake. 1 dribble right. Pull up from 25 feet. Nothing but net. 18-14. The crowd is on their feet now, and I can feel the momentum swinging. Ohio State calls timeout, and as I jog to our bench, I glance down at my hand. The tape is soaked with sweat, and my ring finger is throbbing so badly I can see it pulsing with my heartbeat. Monica grabs my arm. "You're on fire. Keep it going." If she only knew what it was costing me. The rest of the first half becomes a blur of pain and points. I hit another 3, then another. Then I drive to the basket and finish through contact for an and one. Every time I score, the pain gets a little easier to ignore because the crowd's energy is like a drug, and I'm high on it. By halftime, I have 22 points, and we're up 45 to 38. In the locker room, I go straight to the bathroom stall and finally let myself react to the pain. I sit on the closed toilet seat, cradling my hand, breathing through clenched teeth. The finger is swollen even bigger now, and I can barely bend it at all. There's a knock on the stall door. Caitlin? You okay in there? It's our assistant coach, January. Yeah, just, dealing with some cramps. Girl stuff. I'm good. I hear her walk away, and I let out a long, shaky breath. 20 more minutes. That's all I need to survive. 20 more minutes, and we can win this game. I splash cold water on my face, force a smile, and walk back into the locker room like nothing is wrong. Second half starts, and Ohio State comes out like a team possessed. They go on a 10-2 run in the first 3 minutes, and suddenly our lead is down to 1. There are fans in the arena, and Ohio State always travels well, are going crazy. Our crowd is getting nervous. I can feel the game slipping away. Coach Bluter calls timeout and looks at me with those intense blue eyes. We need a bucket. Can you get us one? My finger is screaming. I'm exhausted. Every muscle in my body is tight from compensating for the injury. I nod. I got it. Coming out of the timeout, our point guard brings the ball up and immediately gets me the ball at the top of the key. Ohio State's defender is playing up tight, trying to deny me space. I give her a hard dribble with my left hand. Thankfully, my left hand is fine. Then cross back to my right. The crossover dribble sends a shock of pain through my broken finger so intense that I almost lose the ball. But I don't. I gather myself, step back, and rise up from 28 feet. The defender is right in my face, hand up, contesting perfectly. I shoot anyway. Time seems to slow down. I watch the ball rotate through the air, and I know before it gets there. Shooter's instinct. The rotation is perfect, the arc is beautiful, and even though I can barely feel my right hand anymore, the muscle memory is so deep that it doesn't matter. Swish. The arena absolutely erupts. I pump my fist with my left hand. I've learned not to use my right hand for celebrating. And backpedal on defense while the place goes nuts. We're up 4, and Ohio State looks shook. The next 8 minutes are a war. They score, we score. They make a run, we answer. I'm getting doubled every time I touch the ball now, so I'm facilitating, finding Monica inside for easy buckets, hitting Kate for corner threes. My assist numbers are climbing, and even though I'm not scoring as much, I'm controlling the game. But Ohio State won't go away. With 4 minutes left, they cut it to 72 to 71. Our crowd is tense, and I can feel the pressure mounting. That's when I realize something. I haven't worried about my finger in the last 5 minutes. The pain is still there, constant and severe, but I've completely adapted to it. It's just part of the game now, like the noise of the crowd or the squeak of shoes on the court. I catch the ball on the wing with 3 minutes left. My defender is playing off me, daring me to shoot. She's probably tired from chasing me around for 35 minutes. That's a mistake. I rise up from NBA range at least 30 feet from the basket. The moment it leaves my hand, I know. That's good. Splash, 75 to 71, Iowa. The crowd is delirious, and I can see Ohio State's players' shoulders slump just a little bit. That's the shot that breaks them. We trade free throws for the last 2 minutes, and when the final buzzer sounds, we've won 82 to 76. I finish with 40 points, 8 assists, and 6 rebounds. And a broken finger that exactly 4 people now know about. In the post-game press conference, a reporter asks me if I'm dealing with any injuries. I look him right in the eye and say, nothing major. Just the usual bumps and bruises that come with Big Ten basketball. It's not technically a lie. A broken bone is just a really serious bruise if you think about it, right? After the press conference, I finally tell Coach Bluter everything. I show her the x-rays on my phone, explain what I did, and wait for her to be furious. Instead, she just stares at me for a long moment, then shakes her head slowly. You're either the toughest player I've ever coached or the craziest. Maybe both. She pauses. You're seeing a hand specialist tomorrow. No arguments. Yes, coach. And Caitlin? Don't ever do something like this again without telling me. We're a team. That means we make these decisions together. She's right, of course. It was selfish in some ways, keeping the injury secret. But in other ways, it was the most selfless thing I could do. Because I knew that if I told her, she would protect me from myself. And sometimes you don't need protection. Sometimes you need to find out what you're really made of. The hand specialist confirmed what I already knew. Displaced fracture. 6 weeks minimum recovery time. But here's the thing about broken bones. They heal, and I had just proven to myself that I could play through anything. We went on to win the Big Ten championship that year. My finger healed in time for the NCAA tournament. And every time someone asks me about the toughest game I ever played, I think about that night against Ohio State when I scored 40 points on a broken finger and nobody knew. The x-rays are framed in my apartment now, right next to a photo from that game. When I look at them, I don't see a stupid decision or reckless courage. I see proof that sometimes the only person who can decide what you're capable of is you. People always ask me what my secret is, how I perform in big moments, how I handle pressure. The truth is, once you've played 40 minutes with a broken bone, everything else just feels easy. If this story showed you what real toughness looks like, hit that subscribe button. Because I've got plenty more stories about what it really takes to compete at the highest level. And trust me, you haven't heard the craziest ones yet. Thanks for watching. Now, if you'll excuse me, I've got to go ice my finger.